Okay, so we decided to do our planet Uranus, or you could pronounce it Uranus, doesn't matter. It's the seventh planet of the solar system. The people that were helping me with this were McNabb and Sotucci. Okay.
So first is the introduction. The presentation we're talking about is Uranus, and it was discovered March 13, 1781 by William Herschel, a German-born British astronaut. One day he was looking through his telescope, and he noticed that one of the stars seemed different than the others. So he decided to look through his telescope, and he saw out there was a planet.
Uranus is one of the planets of the Jovian Quartet. It's the third planet of the Jovian planets. Jovian planets are giant gaseous planets which contain Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Uranus during the 17th century. So during the 17th century, before Uranus became an official planet, astronomers considered Uranus just to be another star because it wasn't as bright as the other planets, and they didn't have proper, the telescopes that we have nowadays back then. So it wasn't until William Herschel looked through his telescope and discovered it was an actual planet, so that's when they decided to take it into consideration, make it an actual planet.
The size of Uranus is 15,759 miles, and the diameter is 31,518 miles across, and the circumference is 99,786 miles around.
The AUs from the Sun, the average distance is 19.2, while perihelion, which is the closer of the two, is 18.4, and aphelion is 20.1 AUs.
The composition, Uranus' composition is made up of 83% hydrogen, 15% helium, and 2% methane.
So the question is, how do they differ from the Earth and the Moon? Uranus is not able to support life unlike Earth. It does not have an atmosphere. Uranus takes 84 Earth years to go around the Sun. Uranus has a diameter 4 times bigger than the Earth. Uranus weighs 15 times more than the Earth, and its axis is tilted 98 degrees.
We weren't able to find any information on how it differed from Uranus, so we forgot to reach that. What are the only missions that were sent to Uranus was on August 20th, 1977, and the spacecraft name was Voyager 2, and Voyager 2 arrived at Uranus on January 24th, 1986, so about 9 years. So that's how long it usually takes to get there from Earth, and discovered additional moons and the faint rings that couldn't be seen from the telescopes on Earth. So that's pretty interesting.
What we don't know and that they're exploring, there's only had one mission to Uranus, so we won't be able to figure out the main mysteries about Uranus until we send another probe out to Uranus to study it.
What were the mysteries about Uranus? The remaining mystery about Uranus are unknown until we send another probe out again to study it.
What would be a way to learn about this? When the time comes, we could possibly be able to touch down on the planet and bring back some rocks and see if the planet contains water. And apparently, we realized that there was no land mass for it, so that's just fun.
What is Uranus's rings made of, and how many are there? They're mostly composed of water-ice boulders, which measure anywhere between 0.2 meters to all the way up to 20 meters across, and there's about 13 rings.
So does Uranus have an atmosphere? I already said this in the introduction. Uranus does not have an atmosphere. Wait, it does?
Okay, what's a typo?
Okay, well, it doesn't have an atmosphere. And it's made up of ice, methane, and
It does or does not have an atmosphere?
Does not.
It
It was a
doesn't.
typo, sorry.
It does not
If it
have
doesn't,
it.
then-
But what's it made up of?
Nothing.
Okay, how many moons does Uranus have? Uranus has 27 moons, and some of their names are Miranda, Titania, Ariel, Umbriel, Oberon, and etc.
The orbit distance of Uranus is about that many kilometers, or about 19.19 astronomical units.
The temperature of Uranus, out of all the planets in the solar system, Uranus is the coldest planet. The temperature on the planet is 76 K, which is negative 197.2 degrees Celsius and negative 323 degrees Fahrenheit.
There's no landmass on Uranus. If you tried to land a spacecraft on Uranus, it would just sink through the upper atmosphere and okay, we already mentioned that there's no atmosphere, and just sink into and just sink through the liquid icy center of the planet.
We learned from Billing's project was that Uranus has 27 moons and has the coldest planet in the solar system that is much more than a planet that can be used as a joke since astronomers spent years trying to figure the mysteries of Uranus, so some people can learn about it.
And these are our 5 questions.
Oh, by the way, guys, please, when you do these questions, how about let's have everybody go edit them and put the answers out to the right. So when you guys study for them, you can just click to these answers, you know, the questions and answers, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and read them out, read the answers. Y'all can write it down. But everybody in your presentation, please go back and add the answers afterwards, okay?
So these are just papers for the question, right?
This is the
I
questions
have a
for the
question.
test.
Throughout the whole
I just made
PowerPoint,
sure
it just
these are
said,
questions that we were like to
it said a lot of stuff about its
Excuse me?
atmosphere.
I'm straight sure these are for questions.
But
or like
is there
for
not
both?
No, this is
I
for
don't
the
know why we
test.
split that though.
All right, be quiet. Let's go through these questions,
All right.
which will be on your test. They are the students are creating their own test, and this is it. So let's make sure everybody knows the questions and answers.
Does Uranus have an atmosphere?
No.
Roger?
No. Okay, how many missions were there for Uranus?
1.
Does Uranus have any landmass? Parker.
9.
What?
Oh, it's no. It's no.
What is the average temperature of Uranus? Think of it.
Negative 323 degrees Fahrenheit.
Nice.
Okay.
How many astronomical units is Uranus from the Sun?
Bristol.
Okay, so put those answers. Those are good. All righty, everybody give them a round of applause.